Alright, Tim here, UTV Outlaws. So, I'm going to try to build some rock sliders here, but I don't want to just go to this 10mm bolt that holds the body panel on. So, trying to design some brackets here. And I've been playing around. These are all test pieces. First I started with a template from tin, you know. Made it up. Basically, where I'm at, this is not even up to it, but the new one's got holes in it. All cut on the CNC. But basically, this mounts there. You'll put a nut insert in the frame in the round hole that's there from factory. You'll use your 10mm one here. Basically, it'll hold the bar. I think it's a 1/4 inch below my 1/2 inch skid plate is what I wanted, to where it still rides on the skid plate, but it's riding on my bar as well, and that's really what I want. So come over here, I'll show you this. This is a driver's side bracket, and you got your big hole and your little hole, and there'll be a nut insert in there and a spacer to take up the gap here, and she'll go on there, you know, and she'll hold the bar there, and that will be like the start of the brackets. And obviously there's still going to be a bar up here, and then all the way bracket here and all the way down the side. I still haven't made that bracket, but that's where I'm at. Alright, so last week I built this bumper and I posted some pictures up, but I did not do a video on it. It's, I don't know, trial and error. It was basically just putting some pieces together and seeing if I liked it or not. And so I didn't really know how I would go about this. Just like the rock sliders, I'm going to wing it. But anyways, it's got a factory mounting part, you know, tabs here. And I had a 1/2 inch skid plate, and it had a brace that wrapped around the front of the machine to cover the skid plate. And so I welded to that, added to that. But I'm going to switch to a synthetic rope instead of the cable, so I'm going to run a regular fair lead here. But went ahead and used my dimple dies, and you know, it made the tin a little bit stronger. This is all spot welded to it, but just figured I'd shoot a little video on it. In Michigan, you got to have a flag on the front, so I wanted a good strong mount up here. I had another mount, but I wanted a bumper too, kind of just to protect the nose, you know, if I nosedive or anything. So, but that's that. Here in a minute I'll show you cutting some of the brackets on the CNC machine. Alright, so this is the part I designed on my computer, and it's all down to exact measurements so that the CNC machine can, you know, read it and understand it. So we'll go ahead and get this CNC machine fired up, and we'll bring water into the table and turn the plasma on, and then we'll go ahead and show you cutting this. We got it uploaded into the computer, into Mach 3. Got CNC all set up, ready to go, water in the table, hypertherm running. These are all test cuts that we've already made, playing around with the brackets, tweaking them out. I don't have my height control set up, and I'm just using an old bent up piece of metal, which is perfectly fine for this, but let's see how this does. There you have it. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it's already cool. Very little cleanup. This all just knocks right off. Cleans up pretty good. And then for passenger side brackets, you know, this is your bend line, and this will be your bend line. You'll bend in the center of that, and bend it to 90 both sides. That'll be your passenger side. And then if you want driver side brackets, you do the same thing, but you flip the bracket over it because the holes are on the opposite sides. So get that all cleaned up, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so I got this bracket cleaned up. I need to move my lead in and lead outs. They're starting in the corner. They should probably be starting in the middle, but other than that, I just run it on the belt sander, and that's it. Then I just measure back the same amount, and I got a bender over there, and you don't need a bender for this. I mean, honestly, I put them in the vise and can bend them too, but if I have a bender, why not just use the bender? But some of these were bent on the vise, like this one. This one was bent on the vise, but you need to make sure you're starting in the middle of each. Then after, you know, the bender, it's bent into 90s and looks like this, you will take and weld the seams and just round it, and there you go. I put these in here to where you get an accurate bend every time, and you don't have to have a bender. And obviously if you're building rock sliders from scratch, you probably got a way to weld these, because obviously you're going to have to weld your pipe to it. But that's the idea. If anybody's interested in a set of these, we could probably work something out. But there is a company out there that sells different sets, and they go anywhere from $100 to $300, which I think is crazy. So I have a CNC machine, and I figure I better put it to use and make something out of it. So there you have it. Alright guys, so we've been playing around with this pipe, trying to place it how we want it, and I think that's the look I'm going for. These other pipes are just sitting here, but these inner bars are roughly 17 inches apart, and I think that's the look I'm going for. Like I said before, this is about a half an inch below the skid plate to where it hits the rub rail before the skid plate tries to take some force on that. But there's where we're at so far. I also got it out past my fender flare, trying to protect that as well, and that, you know, if tree stump or something gets in the way, it'll hopefully push it out and around my back tire. It's not out past my back tire, but you can see it tapers out quite a bit, but it should protect the body like it's supposed to. holes on the frame, you have nothing in. You can put these nut inserts in there. You could buy a whole bunch of them, but this tool might be kind of hard to find. But there's other tools out there people sell. Get you a nice nut insert tool, some 3/8 nut inserts. That's what I'm using. They have 1/2 inch, but this seems to work okay. And there she be. Perfect 3/8 bolt. Locked off in there. That's how we're doing this. Because the other rock sliders I bought, there were some cheap ones. They were just using this 10mm body panel bolt, and I didn't like that. And I knew they wouldn't last, so it was either fix those and design different brackets or just build all new. And so that's where we're at now. Alright, so I figured I'd show you guys these real quick. They're ready to go. I threw some primer on here just to see what it would look like. They're getting ready to go tonight and get dropped off the sandblaster, so I figured I'd shoot this before they disappear. They look good. I think they'll work just fine. I cut some caps and put on the ends of all of them, plugged them all. So yeah, we'll see what they look like when they get back. Alright guys, so I had an opportunity to send...
Oh my god!
We gotta include these bloopers in there.
UTV Outlaws here. We just sent some rock sliders out for power coat. Alright?
Alright guys, I had an opportunity to send the bumpers and bumper and rock sliders out for powder coat, so I did that. But we do have a lot of things coming for 2020, so make sure you go and subscribe. Subscribing is the easiest way to support us, which helps us put out more content. And yeah,
We'll have these rock sliders when they're all finished up coming up in one of our future videos. So they're gonna probably be maybe a week or two out of powder coat. So, all right. Anything you want to say, Tim?
like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.
Subscribe,
There you go.
subscribe.
Today we're going to be doing some maintenance on my machine here. So what do we got going today, Tim?
We're going to change the oil. We're going to change the front and rear diff. We are going to change the spark plugs, filter, grease the wheel bearings, clean the clutch, and show you all the grease points.